It is Tuesday, and we're back with our snack and learns. I'm so excited today because we've got something we haven't talked about on a snack and learn before, Toby. So I'm really glad you're here. First of all, do you go by Toby or Tobey Ann?
I go by Toby. Tobey Ann's just my stage name, just in case.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll Toby you here today. So this is
My
really
print name. Actually, it's my
there you
print
go.
name. Toby's my
There
stage name.
you go. So, guys, this is so cool. Toby's a video image and visibility coach, and she's the managing director also of the EWomen Network in Santa Barbara. But here's the thing, she helps you look and feel confident on your videos and coaches you to grow your business by choosing visibility strategies that really light you up instead of leaving you kind of paralyzed in front of that camera lens. And
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have you because we do know that video is one of those things that's absolutely grabbing attention now, much more than print and copy. And so many people are paralyzed by it. So first, tell me about you. How did you get to be doing this in the first place? And then I've got so many questions for you.
Okay. Well, I've been in the beauty business for 27 years. And so taking what I have done for clients for all those years and what I know about really taking care of yourself inside and out, and really translating that to video in a way that you show up on point to your brand, you generate instant confidence. And I was just kind of directed toward this path when COVID and the salon shut down. I was already coaching. I was coaching beauty pros and all that. And my coach, my business coach, she's like, you need to create a program for Zoom and for everyone that's getting on Zoom and everyone that's doing video in their business, and then encourage them to do more video. Because I was doing a lot of live shows. I was doing a lot of interviews. I was just getting ready to launch my first summit, and it just seemed like a natural fit for a program. And I just absolutely have loved it ever since. So that's
Oh
how I
my
started.
God, that's amazing. That's fantastic. It's a perfect fit because one of the things that we all do or need to do when especially when we're doing just the live stuff, is get used to looking at ourselves
Yeah,
and really defining what beauty is for ourselves, right?
yeah,
Too, because there's so many things that get in the way of that. I mean, I'm sure you are as much psychologist as
yeah,
assistant with beauty tips, because I know that some people will look in the mirror and say, gosh, I look awesome. And it doesn't matter what they look like, they to themselves have a great image. And
yeah,
others will look in the mirror absolutely stunning and go, oh my God, I'm ugly. And to me,
yeah.
it's a
It's both. It
fascinating
really
thing what
is
gets
both.
in people's heads.
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, someone that's simply stunning and they don't have that inner confidence, that inner beauty. So then
Mhm.
that's where kind of the work lies right there. And then you've got people that like they've kind of got the confidence and they feel good. There's not really anything that's wrong, but they're just not inspired, or they're just feeling
Mhm.
kind of blah. But when you put
Yep.
on a great top or a new lipstick, or you go to the salon and you get a new hairstyle or a haircut or just something that's fresh, you wear a bright color. I know I'm wearing black today, but
Yeah.
you wear
That happens.
I'm
Yeah.
just showing earrings.
There you go.
Where
And
you
I
wear,
love it.
yeah, you
Because
wear
anybody like, so, for someone like me, you're going to get me, depending on what time of day, you're going to get me like this, or you're going to get me dressed up and behind my desk with earrings and a jacket on. It really depends on the day, the mood, all of the
yeah,
things. But something that I would expect that you might say to somebody like me is, there's no reason not to be consistent, Pam. Pick your look and be consistent across your stuff. Is that something you come across in people as well as your counseling on this?
well, yeah, I mean, it kind of, what is the issue, right? What is the struggle? I mean, obviously you have lots of confidence. You're feeling really comfortable. So for you to really kind of be consistent or be more on point to your brand and how you decorate your set or what you wear,
Hmm.
will just like freshen you up, give you another boost of like inspiration. It'll be
Bingo.
fun for your guests. It can be a particular thing for a video training. It kind of depends on what you're doing. Like
I
what you're
love
doing right now is snack and learn, because like, you're kind of on point to your brand. Is there room for a little fine tuning and refinement? Sure. And how much
Yep.
more fun would that be for your guests to see something different, something new?
Bingo.
So yeah, it's that. So it depends on where you're coming from. Do you need to kind of get started, and you need
Hmm.
those instant confidence boosters? It's really easy when you like, it's easy. Like you put something on and it's like, boom, like you feel better. So it's
Yep.
not this long process of the mindset work or the journaling or the 30 days of
I
meditation
love it.
or the 30 days of doing live and finally you feel comfortable at the end. Right? What are the little
Yes.
what are the little rocket boosters, confidence boosters that get you into state right now? And then for
Oh my
you, we're
gosh.
like, you feel comfortable, you're doing great. It's just something to level up, to do something different, to refresh. It's just like refreshing our website. It's just like refreshing our business card or our logo. It was great before. It was working, it was doing great, but when you freshen it up, it just freshens everything up,
Oh my
like
gosh.
everything that's connected to that. So
That is so important. And I love it because it is the kind of thing like I think about. So it's in my head, which means it's noise and confusion for me. Should I always be in my office and should I always have that same beautiful decorated background? Or is it okay to float around the house and to have somebody, as a coach to bounce that stuff off of would be fantastic to be able to have that conversation. But that's the stuff we keep in our heads.
right.
Like we don't actually like until I saw what you do, I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. I mean, I'm going to be checking out your membership because my whole game's going to be on video or is on video,
Yeah.
but I don't really pay attention to it. I'm just like all the time confident and I just turn the camera on no matter where I am and don't go through the thought process of how is this coming across.
Right.
So I
Right.
think, it's really, really, when I saw your thing, I thought, oh my God, I got to talk to her because it's so important. And then like I'm a joke with makeup. It's hysterical. My dear friend, Trish Schallenberger, who's also done a Snack and Learn, has been so patient with me because of course I need it. And there are times when it looks great. And she's worked with me so well that it doesn't bother me, but literally all I do now is put on lipstick. That's it. That's like as far as I go.
And that's all you need, right? I talk about lipstick. Oh, I love lipstick. I love lips. I call them lips and lashes. I love lashes and I love lipstick. Not necessarily fake lashes, but a little pop with some mascara. So
Yep.
makes your eyes stand out. But your
I
lips,
love it.
I don't even have a bright lip on. So this is another thing too. How I showed up today. I showed up like it's a Snack and Learn. You're casual. You're like cool, like hanging out. So I'm not going to show up all super glammed up. But I'm
Yep.
showing up still on point to who I am and my
Yep.
brand. And so my lipstick isn't as bright, but having a little bit of a lipstick
Color.
just pops your lips, pops your message, as I like to call it.
That's absolutely. I wish I had a thing here and I just put a little bit on. It changes everything.
Yeah,
And it
on
really
Zoom
makes a
with lip
difference.
filter.
We could do a whole hot seat Snack and Learn where you could just go through and say, hey, here are the 2 things you need to do. And look, wow, boom. And that's what I love about this. So, what I want to point out, and I always do this in the group, is that none of us are perfect at any of this. And there are people out there who really know how to do this stuff who can help us. And that's what I love about our group is that we look and see. It never would occur to me that there's somebody out there who could help me with that. And now because, you joined our group, I know that I can talk about it and share it with other people too, because wow, I'm really excited to find out what your membership's about as a result of that.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's called the Video Salon. So it's a lot about the inner and outer beauty. And we're launching a
Love it.
visibility module in 2 months. So this month we've launched the signature beauty module. Actually, it's coming out this week. So, and I'm in my salon right now. I own a salon and
I love it.
so it's reminiscent of just like self-care for entrepreneurs and how that translates into our image, our professional image, our personal image. When we go to events, like this, whether it's virtual or in person, how do we feel? How do we want to represent our company, our brand? Who are we trying to attract? Who do we want to connect with? And for like you said, like what, do I show up here? Or do I show up here? Or what do I do? And, and it's all great, but like, what if you want to start up leveling your show and you want to gain sponsors? Or you want to gain a certain echelon of people? How are you showing up? They're attaching their name, their brand to your name, to
this. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So it just depends on what your content is and where you want to take it. So it's all about the next level. Like I said before, like you have confidence, like you're doing it, you're doing the thing. How can you even take it to the next level? So wherever that is.
So wherever the person is who starts with you, it could be, I don't even want to turn the camera on, to I turn the camera on, but I feel like an idiot, to I've gotten comfortable talking, but I don't know what to talk about. You can take wherever we are, you can take us to that next step. I absolutely love that. And you own a salon as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Now,
I've
so are
been
you still active in that, or is that a passive ownership now? My
I'm
gosh.
on my way to retiring. No, I'm in the salon a few days a week, and the more that
Okay.
I do, the more coaching that I do, and the more I'm on Zoom, the more I appreciate when I am actually on my feet, behind the chair, walking
Oh,
around,
yeah.
touching people, being in the salon. So yeah, so I
I
do that.
love that.
Yeah. And
And I'm
and I do
yeah.
EWomen. I'm the managing director for the Santa Barbara chapter. And that's kind of my way of, as I get closer to retirement, and retirement for me from in the salon might be a few days a week, or
Got
one
it.
day a week. I don't think I'll ever give it up
You're
because
never leaving.
yeah,
Yep.
because there's a lot that I do in my coaching that I do in the salon. I really get to learn about the community, about people, what they're going through, what they're feeling. I get to play with them, and because
Yep.
when I'm coaching, I'm teaching you how to do it for yourself, how to get on camera fast and fabulous. Like it's all
Love
about
it.
so like, oh, can I have you come and do the hair for this or do the makeup for my videos? I'm like, no, I'm not the
That's not what
techie.
this is about. Right.
I'm the consultant. I tell you, and or we can put together a shoot for you, and we'll have the makeup artist come. I will have the hairstylist come, but
I love it.
I'm consulting you. I'm guiding you to create this type of brand for your business, your image, your professional brand, your professional image, and
I
so
love that.
yeah,
So let me ask you a question. So clearly you do it for video. Like if somebody's going to have a show like this, you could help me design the set. You could help me design myself. You could help me, if I said, hey, I do want to level this up for sponsorship. So what can we do? You'd help with that. Do you also, like if I called and say, hey, we're about to do a professional video or photo shoot. Can you give me some advice? Help me find a makeup artist, tell them what to do and tell me what to wear. I mean, is it all that stuff combined?
yes, we would design your whole day essentially. So
Wow.
yeah, so we would design your whole day. What do you want? What do you need? Like, do you want the makeup artist to come? Do you want the hairstylist to come? Or do we want to consult together about your makeup choices and guide you through that? What are we going to wear?
Well, when
Obviously,
you do it for me, it's going to be A for sure, just for the record. But,
yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I think anything with professional photography and professional photos. I mean, it's one thing if you're like setting up your camera and your ring light and you're kind of doing it yourself, and it's for different types of social media things. But if you're really trying to make like a branded video for for your website or for something, just like kind of like your photography, then for sure I would say hire a professional
yeah.
makeup artist. It really does make a difference.
Oh my gosh,
But I
yes.
still guide you through. I still guide you through it, so you still have the tools and the products and the different things to use. So remember, like I have been in the beauty business for a long time, so I
Hmm.
know I can tell you exactly what to do, what products to use, what lines to use, and all the various choices. Exactly what to tell your hairstylist. Like she needs this cut, this off, this color, that color. This is the formula. Blah blah blah. All of it.
Wow.
It's deep consulting in the beauty realm. And with clothes, we would try on clothes. We would try on different outfits. We would look at different sets and where are you going to be? We're aligning everything to what you're doing and why you're doing it. So
I love it. So you work in a membership, and tell me about the membership. Of course, I'm interested in hearing about the one-on-one work as well, but tell me how the membership works.
yeah. So what we were just talking about is more for like the one-on-one, obviously.
Hmm.
So the
Yep.
membership is a collective group where you come in, there's lots of video modules. So I'm releasing a new module each month till I get through my entire 5-step framework because it was just
Cool.
launched in November. So this month, February, is Signature Beauty. Last month, you mentioned about knowing what to say. Last month was Signature Confidence. And one of the lessons was knowing exactly what to say, how to break down your videos, whether they're 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 20 minutes. It's the same framework,
Nice.
shorter. So, because knowing what to say gives you confidence, and so yeah. So then that's what we do in the membership. We meet together once a month on Zoom. We go over kind of that month's module, and then whatever you want to work on. Do you want to work on your set? Do you want to talk about your hair? Do you want to talk about your clothing? We've had women be changing, not on camera, but off camera, but would change their
Yep.
clothes back on, and we would talk about this and that and how it would how it was aligning with their background. So super fun. So last month it was Signature Confidence, and the training, the Zoom call was just about what to say on your videos, going down that video framework.
I love that. So if somebody's still kind of uncomfortable just out of the gate, you cover that in depth. Is one of the things that you cover like the equipment and lighting as well?
Yes. So that's signature setup. So I take you through the 5 steps: signature setup, signature style, which is your clothing and your jewelry, signature beauty, which is like the inner and outer beauty, signature, anything with hair, makeup, styling. In fact, I just did a video before I got on here and like curling my hair, show you how to curl your hair, and all
Oh,
different kinds of
cool.
style. Yeah, so it really is like a salon. And then we've done signature confidence, and so that's like self-care practices, like meditations, getting into state, dancing, music, like using different things to get your body into state, and as well as knowing what to say. So all those inner things to give you confidence. And then signature visibility, which is what you talked about in the beginning, doing visibility strategies that actually light you up. Like, you don't all have to start on Facebook Live. Yes, we want
You
you to
don't have
use
to do 30 days, blah, blah, blah. Right.
we want, like, of course, like incorporating some sort of live video if you're on social media a lot, because it helps boost, the algorithm and all all those things. And when you get
Mm-hmm.
invited to opportunities like this, it's familiar. Like, I know that
Mm-hmm.
this is live. I can see the live button. And that is a different feeling than going on a recorded Zoom call for an
Good
interview,
point. Good
right?
point. Yep.
So it is getting familiar, but you don't have to start with the stuff that scares you the most.
There you
It's,
go.
you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, feel the fear and do it anyways. And I know, life is now and all these great things, but we will get there, but we don't have to start with it on day one, that kind of thing.
I love that. This is something I'm actually typing in the comments. I'm going to post it up here. And we get a lot of people who watch on the replays. And I want to make sure people see this, because this applies not just with what you're doing. This is anything. You don't have to start with what scares you the most. So much of what's out there comes to you as a prescription. And we think, if I don't follow the prescription, I'm going to fail. And what
Right.
you're saying is you can adapt to the person and still give them whatever they need to do as far as a pathway goes.
Yes. Yes. So if
That's
someone's
awesome.
really scared of getting on video, scared of live video or just being on video, so I don't start with recorded. Start with just playing with your phone. Start with like a 1-minute snippet. We'll give you a rundown of what you're going to say, and you start with that. Or you start with interviews. And what I'll do is prepare them for that interview. What questions do you want to be asked? What do you want to talk about? What are your topics? What things do you do not want to talk about? Whatever makes you feel nervous or fearful, put that down. Put that down. Like, I don't really touch on this. I want to stay right here and go with that. And then just being on camera with someone is more comfortable than just doing it by yourself.
Being there
Right.
alone. That is so
And
true.
trying to come up with all the things that you've got to say. So if you really know your material, you know what you do, and you know your business really well, it's, once you kind of drop into it, you will settle into it and you'll know what to say. You'll feel
Mhm.
great. You'll feel comfortable. And it's also finding a host such as yourself that is fun, that is nice, that is like warm, that has personality, that makes you feel comfortable right away. Because if you get on a show with someone that is kind of nervous or timid,
Yep.
or or that
Been there.
doesn't have a lot of personality, kind of dry, personality, then
Yep.
that's going to keep you in that fear zone, that lack of confidence zone. Like, you want to have someone that kind of helps you bring out your fun, your flair, your personality.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you've done this business. It's a digital or a modern 22nd century update, 21st century update on the classic sort of beauty consultant, but there's so much more to this. And it's
A modern makeover.
something that, yeah, it is. But it's focusing on the inside. It's focusing on your set. It's focusing on your equipment. It's focusing on your mindset. It's a full on renovation, but working with you, not overhauling you.
Right.
Look,
Right.
I love the
Absolutely.
way you talk about this.
Yeah,
Because we
absolutely.
often think that, to be beautiful, we have to like totally overhaul ourselves.
No,
And it's
no,
not
it
an
can be
overhaul.
one
It's
thing. Yeah. It could be
take the
one
momentum we've got and work with it.
Right. Work with it. Work with what you have. Sometimes when I show up on video, I have a plain white background behind me. When I'm at home and I'm kind of in my room or my office over here or wherever, I don't have a lot of setup. And so I just have like
Mhm.
a plain white background, but it's clean and it's clear and I pop from it. So it can be
Yep.
as simple as you want it to be, or it can be as decorated or updated or modernized, whatever you want to call it, as you want it to be. And that includes your clothing, your style, as long as you show up with a way that brings you confidence. And
Yeah.
there's so many different ways to do that internally and externally. Inner and outer beauty is what I call it.
This is amazing. So in those modules, people can pick up all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And if they want to continue, it can work with you one-on-one. So let's drop a little bit of useful information for our folks here, depending on what stage they're in. So what would you tell somebody who is at the point where they're just starting to get an online presence? They know they need to, but they've been scared to pick up the phone. What's kind of a good first step for somebody in that mode? Like, I don't even know what to do. I'm terrified.
Yeah. So I want to know what your goals are. So is it growing
Okay.
your social media following? Is it creating a social media presence? Is it creating collaborations? I always say go for collaborations. Go for
Love it.
Yeah, I'm all about collaboration, because this video that I'm doing with you right now, whether you're doing it, like you're the host, or and I'm the guest, it doesn't even matter. I can pick it apart and repurpose it and use it in different ways. So can you. So
Yep.
if you're the newbie that's getting on video, like be a guest somewhere and
Mm-hmm.
use it as your content. Use it. You can have your video editor create little blurbs with what you're saying. I've had a VA do my transcription, or they would listen to it and they would pull little nuggets of what I'm saying out
Mm-hmm.
of it. You can use it in various ways. So you're showing up on video and you're creating content and you're creating connection and collaboration with the host. It is my favorite way to
I
start.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. That is a great tip. So find somebody who you can interview, who can interview you, get the thing done. And if you don't want to do it live, don't do it live. Do it on a Zoom call and record it. And then you can take as many cuts as you want, but then you can break that up into as many. Like, I know my team is going to take this at some point and we'll see snippets of this conversation pop up on my social media and yours potentially too. And we're sharing it to a bunch of places. And anybody can do that, and you don't have to do it live. So that's a great one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be a part of a summit. Speak on a summit. Be a
Perfect.
part of a summit. So a lot of, as I get more and more deeper into this business, I meet more and more women, especially us that are 40 and above. Like, we don't want to be on social media all the time, or if at all. So you need to be creative in the ways that you create visibility in your business.
And I love what you said is what's your goal? Like, is your goal to become an influencer? Is your goal to create a community? Is your goal to find clients? What are you doing? What are you doing this? I do it because I love it. And I need to find a better reason.
Really?
It's fun. And it's like, as you said that, you kind of said, what is your goal? I'm like, nah, I love it. That's my goal. But there is a goal behind it. Like, I know that, slowly over time or whatever, we're building relationships, we're getting presence out there, we're communicating things we need to communicate. And mostly for me, building community in this profit concierge group, which is amazing, because we have entrepreneurs from just starting out to 8-figure entrepreneurs in there, and everybody's helping each other out. And that's what I really love about doing this kind of thing. So that's great. We have the tips for somebody just out of the gate. Start with collaborations. That's a great piece of advice. We have the tips for someone like me who's really comfortable getting on camera, but I could up my game. And we've talked about a couple things I could do to up my game. What about the person who what's a great tip, something you can leave people person who says, oh my God, I hate how I look and sound on this thing.
Oh, yes. I get that all
What's
the
a good tip for somebody like that?
Yeah. So, okay. First of all, I want to know what you don't like about the way that you look. And some people, a big one is like, I want to lose weight. They talk about weight. And what I love about video is that it's not like a fashion magazine where it's a certain type of person on there. Every type of person gets on video. Super young to super old, super small to super big.
I love it.
Colors. It doesn't matter. So let's feel better when we go on there. So don't go on there looking your worst, like it's just going to make you feel like you're not going to even do it. So stop using that as an excuse. There's all different types of people that show up on video. Yes, take care of your health. Yes, take care of your wellness. And then in fact, when you're doing that, it inspires you for your video. You start thinking about, oh, this could be a great topic, or I'm doing this, or I'm, share your experience of your wellness journey on video. Those are like some of the biggest hits on Instagram. It's like anything that has to do with weight loss or anything nutrition, and fitness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Right now. Yep. So true.
Yeah. Share that. But, put on your best dress or a necklace that lights you up, or a pair of earrings, or style your hair. Like, do something to yourself that when you see yourself that it makes you smile. And
love that. And we all have that one thing, even if it is only one thing. We all have that one thing we can put on and go, yeah, I look great. Even if we don't have a great self-image, we can still all kind of do that. I love that. That's great advice. So we've dropped 3 gold bombs here, folks, at least 3. Okay. Now, how about the person who doesn't have the space or the place to create like a cool set? Like, I've got a great office upstairs. I'm not in it right now. It's got a cool background. I'm going to talk to you about whether I've got it set up right or not, but that's another story for another day. I should walk up there with you now and we can do a little hot seat. But my question is, what about the person who doesn't lives in a small apartment, or a place that a kitchen with 1 million kids? How did we help them if they're going to be on regularly? What are some tips for people who just don't have a space they can kind of claim as their own?
Right. Well, so we all have maybe you're living in like a studio apartment with 5 kids. I don't know. Usually most of us that have kids or dogs, we have some sort of private space that has some walls and a door. So it's really just putting up a white backdrop, some sort
Look
of,
at that.
Or you can take some of those wallpaper, sticky pieces and tape them up, or even wrapping paper that has a cool background that kind of is on point to your brand. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, you can tape it up and you can get right up against it. And this is what I do at home. I have a white backdrop right behind. It's literally right behind me, and the Zoom thing is right on me, and I show up. So my background is clean and clear and decluttered. Is it exciting? No, it's not exciting.
But you are, so.
Exactly. And so you pop. So you're still not distracting your viewer or whatever it is that makes you not feel as confident. So don't necessarily you have to have some decorated set, but just something that is that's just clear and clean that makes you feel good,
I love it.
You can pop in front of that. So.
Wow. I'm going to go back through this and just pull out the nuggets and make sure I send them just in an email blast to people, because this is fantastic. I love what you do. What about, and I just have to ask this because I know how I feel about them, but I'm curious how you feel about them. What about the backgrounds in like Zoom and Stream? How do you feel about those?
Well, sometimes I wish I had one. My computer's too full. I gotta get a new computer. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna upgrade my thing, and I couldn't upgrade it.
I love it.
Yeah, so I think if it's on point to your brand and it's not too off the wall from what you do, it is a great option. Is it as real and raw as what you are? No, of course, it's a fake digital background. But let me figure out who you are, what you do, and then let's find that digital background that makes sense. And
makes so much sense.
Yeah, or it's your logo, it's the name of your show, it's the as long as it's not super, super busy, and that you have like room for like right here on this plain white wall. And in fact, I need to put something on this plain white wall. Like off to the side, you can have your just your logo or your saying or the name of the show or whatever it is that you want to do. So you can do something like that too. So
I love it. So this is the bottom line. There's no room space too small, because in all cases there is digital background that you can go with, and you just have to be careful where you move so that you don't get a hole through your arm or whatever it might be, and the colors that you wear, but that can be done as well. So, the bottom line is what I'm hearing is there is no excuse I can throw at you for why I can't do video. And that to me is really cool. So, Folks, drop your questions in here about video, about your equipment, your background, etc., and make a point of going. Try and beat me to it. I don't think you will, but make an appointment of a point of going to visit this link right here. I've dropped it in the comments, whether you're here live or on the replay. And we are blessed because we are allowed now, for the first 3 people with Tobey, are going to get one-on-one kickoff sessions for joining the membership. So I promise she won't count me as one of the 3 because I'm going there. So we won't count me. I won't do a free kickoff session. I'll have a separate call with you, but take advantage of this, folks. This is amazing. This is something you're the first person doing this that I've met. So I'm sure there are people doing this, but with your background in beauty, your background in mindset, your full understanding of the inside is as, or probably more important than the outside. The equipment work, the background work. This is just a huge opportunity to take something that all of us kind of do okay, but everybody can use an upgrade. And I can't wait to talk to you more about this.
Yeah, an up level on some level, you know, it's like what we were just saying, the modern makeover. And don't discount the beauty. I mean, you can still be authentic and wear lipstick. You can still be authentic and have bright color that lights you up. You can, because the big word is authenticity. And you can still be authentic, and just like we are, we're mothers, or we're CEOs, or we're lovers, or we're out with our best friends and we're a silly girlfriend. Like, we're still being authentic, even though we're serving all these different roles in our life. In fact, I was in a book all about that, the duality of the modern woman. So don't think that when you show up powerfully and professionally or on point to your brand, or, up leveled, or however you want to call it, like dressed up. I'm just trying to think of the word dressed up.
There's a word.
I'm like, where's that simple word? Like, dressed
I can do this.
Am I going to be dressed up and I'm going to be doing a video about meditation when you wake up in bed, and I'm in bed with my best dress on and my lipstick on? No, that's not authentic to the content. But when I'm showing up like this, talking about my business, talking about my brand, I will be on point to my brand and show up powerfully. I don't know who's going to watch this, like, the opportunities are endless. And that's what you need to think about, is like how it makes you feel and how it inspires you, but also how does it inspire the viewers and builds that like instant trust.
I love it.
Yeah.
2 things I love about what you said there. One is how it makes you feel, because you can be sure that how you feel is coming through to your viewers. That just automatically is going to get out there. But the second thing you said that I loved, and now I can't remember it. Darn it. That's age for you. Oh, I really wanted to point it out. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this, and then it'll come back to me. But you made such a critical point, and it's gone. Just like I can't retain 2 things anymore. I can't retain 2 things anymore. I'm just going to go back and listen to it because it's brilliant. Thank you so much for showing up and dropping all this on all of us. This is amazing, guys. If you want to up your video game, number 1, check into this membership. But number 2, drop a question in here. We're lucky enough to have Tobey in the group. We'll flag her so she knows the questions there, and we'll get an answer for you. Upping our video game is so key in today's day and age, if we're going to have a presence in the world where we're trying to market. May not be a social media presence, but maybe you do, webinars or videos to, in a funnel or that kind of thing. You're doing, like you said, PR, getting interviewed. It's important to get yourself out there. So, and now we've got
video in so many ways, whether we're on our Zoom calls, our sales calls, our strategy calls, our mastermind calls, our networking event Zoom calls. I mean, there's so many ways that you can use video and use these techniques in your business. It doesn't always have to be about social media of using video. There's so many ways that we show up on video in this type of line of work. And
love it.
You can use it every single time you get on Zoom or
that is awesome.
So yeah.
And
if you have trouble with that link ever, just DM me. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Just DM me. I'm here on Facebook as Terry. And then you can follow me on IG as Tobey Ann Terry as well.
Tobey Ann Terry. Perfect. I'm going to follow you on IG, and I hope everybody else does too. This has been fascinating. I've also just come up with about 20 analogies in finance for what you do in beauty. So it's an interesting, I've got all sorts of things to think about, and I will be checking in with you because this is amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time out today.
Love it. Thank you, Pam, so much for the interview. It was so fun. I love it.
All right, everybody, we'll keep bringing these to you. This is one of my absolute favorites because I got a ton out of it like I usually do, but this time I'm going to put about 5 of these things to work. So look for this Snack and Learn to elevate its game.
Oh my God, tag me every time you do it. I want to see it.
Well, you're going to be helping me do it, so I'll definitely tag you.
I'm ready.
All right, everybody, you have a good one. We'll see you this week.